Janavatar Chaitanya Lila Vistarkarino Do Nityananda Padabja Karunarena Vushito Vyatachano Burachincho Vavande Vyasadupino Shri Guru Gorgandhara Govindas Jaganai Saha Jayanti Patakas Ch.Ch Sarve Sham Gurunartino. Jai Shri Gurudev. So we are continuing with Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. We are on chapter 2 of the Antya Lila. In the previous chapter we heard this wonderful description of Mahaprabhu establishing Srila Rupa Goswami. And now here in chapter 2 of the Antya Lila, which is called the chastisement of Junior Haridas, Choto Haridas, but actually it's not exclusively about that. In the beginning there's some somewhat extensive description of different ways in which Mahaprabhu would manifest himself to his devotees. Okay, so we'll continue. Vandeham Shri Guru Sriyukta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Pidijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha. This is the first verse of this chapter. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master and of all the other preceptors on the path of devotion. I offer my respectful obeisances unto all the Vaishnavas and unto the 6 Goswamis, including Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, Jiva Goswami, and their associates. I offer my respectful obeisances unto Sri Advaita Acharya Prabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and all his devotees, headed by Srivas Thakur. I then offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, Srimati Radharani, and all the gopis, headed by Lalita and Vishakha. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, all glories to Advaita Acharya, and all glories to all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sarvalo Kudarite Gaur Avatar Nishtade Hetutar Trivida Prakar. In his incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Sri Krishna descended to deliver all the living beings in the 3 worlds, from Brahmalok down to Patalalok. He caused their deliverance in the 3 ways. Sakshat Darshanar Jogja Bhakta Jive Avesh Karoye Kaha Kaha Virbhave. The Lord delivered the fallen souls in some places by meeting them directly. In other so that is Sakshat Darshan, his own direct appearance. In other places, by empowering a pure devotee, that is referred to as Avesh. So like we hear the expression, Shakti Avesh, he has directly empowered his own potency. And in still other places, by appearing before someone himself, Avirbhav. Shaksha Darshane Pray Sabnishta Dila Nakul Brahmacharya Dehe Avishta Hoila. So now we're going to hear some examples of these 3 different ways of appearing. Pradyumna Nishingananda Age Koila Avirbhav Lok Nishta Diboye Ishwar Sabhav. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered almost all the fallen souls by directly meeting them. He delivered others by entering the bodies of great devotees, such as Nakul Brahmachari. So that's Sakshat darshan, directly meeting them by entering the body of someone else, avesh. And he delivered still others by appearing before them, so like some temporary appearance, as I understand, something like that. But we'll hear more on this. And as in the case of Nrsingananda Brahmachari, I shall deliver the fallen souls. This statement characterizes the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then it mentions here this in the purport, but I think this is also mentioned later. It is. But anyway, we can read since Srila Swami Maharaj put it here. The Lord always manifested his avirbhav appearance, so this temporary manifestation, in the following. Okay, well, this is not temporary, but maybe it means not physically, not necessarily physically apparent, something like that. So he always manifested his avirbhav appearance in the following 4 places. 1, the house of Srimati Shachimata. 2, wherever Nityananda Prabhu danced in ecstasy. 3, the house of Srivas, when Kirtan was performed. And 4, the house of Raghava Pandit. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in these 4 places. Shakshat darshane sab jagat tadila, ek parje dekila se kritartha hoila. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was personally present, anyone in the world who met him even once was fully satisfied and became spiritually advanced. And when we hear this kind of statement, then we think of our Gurudev and our Param Gurudev. They had that type of potency. Nobody left disappointed. And nobody left without having been uplifted in some way. But to be in their presence, that meant nourishment, satisfaction, fulfillment, development. Goradesher Bhaktagan Pratyabdasya Punagoradesha Jai Prabhure Miliya. Every year, devotees from Bengal would go to Jagannath Puri to meet Mahaprabhu, and after the meeting they would return to Bengal. Adonana Deshelo Kasi Jagannath Chaitanya Charandeki Hoilo Kritartha. Similarly, people who went to Puri from various provinces of India were fully satisfied after seeing the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Saptadvipe Lokar Navakandavasi Deva Gandharva Kinar Manushya Veshayasi. People from all over the universe, including the 7 islands, the 9 khandas, the planets of the demigods, Gandharva Lok and Kinara Lok, would go there in the forms of human beings. Prabhude Dekiya Jai Vaishnava Hoya, Krishna Boli Nache Sab Prema Vishta Hoya. Having seen the Lord, they all became Vaishnavas. Thus, in ecstatic love of Godhead, they chanted the Hare Krishna mantra and danced. And Srila Gurudev commented on this, that he said Mahaprabhu's potency was so great that if he were to tell someone, take Krishna Nam, then they would go to vibrate. That because of his potency, when they went to chant, there was, Srila Gurudev said, they had no time to make aparad. They had no chance to make offense to the name, because Mahaprabhu's potency was so great, he awakened this, this inner wealth of the soul. With his fine ray, he could pierce through all the layers of misconception and awaken that, innate nature of the soul. And then they would go to vibrate Krishna Nam, and it was so powerful and so quick. There was no interim period in which they could make offense. So it was like that, anyone who just saw him, that stood in his presence, they would be purified and they would take pure Krishna Nam. Himatta darshane chi jagat nishtadi je ke ho asitena de anek samsadi. Thus, by direct meetings, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the three worlds. Some people, however, were entangled in material activities and could not go. Tasaba tadite prabhu se sabadeshe jogja bhakta jiva dehe kode naveshe. To deliver people in regions throughout the universe who could not meet him, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally entered the bodies of pure devotees. So those who could come to see the Lord, he directly, purified them, uplifted them. And those who could not, he sent some empowered agents. And he personally entered that devotee who would deliver others. Se jive nija bhakti koden prakashe tahar darshane vaishnav hoy sarvadeshe. Thus he empowered living beings, his pure devotees, by manifesting in them so much of his own devotion that people in all other countries became devotees by seeing them. Ematta veshe tarilo chibuvan kore jaiche avesh kori digdadashan. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu delivered the entire three worlds, not only by his personal presence, but also by empowering others. I shall briefly describe how he empowered a living being in Bengal. So this is the Avesh method through which he would deliver persons. Ambuya muluke hoye naku brahmachari padam vaishnav deho boro adhikari. In Ambuya Muluka, which it says in the purport is present-day Ambika. And for those of you who have taken the train between Kalka and Navadvip, you'll see that. But I think there is Ambika Kauna, and I'm not sure if that's the same as Kauna, or if then Kauna is another stop, I don't remember. But anyway, it's nearby us. It's the present-day Ambika in the Burdwan district of West Bengal. Anyhow, there's a devotee there called Nakul Brahmachari, who was a perfectly pure devotee, greatly advanced in devotion. Guru deshe lok nishtadite mana hoilo, nako hridoye prabhu avesh korilo. Desiring to deliver all the people of Bengal, Mahaprabhu entered the heart of Nakul Brahmachari. Grahagrashta pray Nakul prema vishta hoya, ase kande nache gai unmata hoya. Nakul Brahmachari became exactly like a man haunted by a ghost. Thus he sometimes laughed, sometimes cried, sometimes danced, and sometimes chanted like a madman. So like someone who's, like we say, possessed, right? Someone's been possessed. But normally we'll say it in the negative sense. But under the influence of another, being, But in this case, superior, this is the most desirable thing, that some higher being will descend within one. Ashukampastamba sveda satvika vikar Nirantar premenitya saganunkar. He continuously exhibited bodily transformations of transcendental love. Thus he cried, trembled, became stunned, perspired, danced in love of Godhead, and made sounds like those of a cloud. Ch.Ch Gorakanti, Ch.Ch Sada Premavesh, Tahadeki Badaise Sarvagodadesh. His body shone with the same luster as that of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Gorakanti, it's mentioned here. The Kanti, the effulgence, the luster, and golden. Is golden, as we hear. Bhav and Kanti, heart and halo. And he showed the same absorption in ecstatic love of Godhead. People came from all provinces of Bengal to see these symptoms. Charideke tarekohe koho Krishna nam, tahar darshanelo koe premodam. He advised whomever he met to chant the holy names, Hare Krishna. Thus, upon seeing him, people were overwhelmed with love of Godhead. Chaitanya Vishwai Nakulera Dehe, Shuni Shivanandaila Kodiya Sandehe. When Shivananda Sain heard that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had entered the body of Nakul Brahmachari, he went there with doubts in his mind. So it seems like this was something that was just acknowledged and publicly known and acknowledged, because these symptoms were so evident that it was understood, commonly understood, Mahaprabhu has entered him. So Shivananda Sain has heard this. He's not so sure. Some doubt. Pariksha karite tar jabe ichha hoilo, bahire rohiya tobe vichar korilo. Desiring to test the authenticity of Nakul Brahmachari, he stayed outside thinking as follows. Apane bolan mode iha jani jani, amar ishta mancha jani kohe na pani. Tobe jani hate hoye Chaitanyaya veshe, eta chinti Shivananda rohilo dora deshe. If Nakul Brahmachari personally calls me and knows my worshipable mantra, then I shall understand that he is inspired by the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Thinking in this way, he stayed some distance apart. So this, I'm not, complete. I'm not so, it's not like I know so much about this, but as I understand, there were different mantras. I think one would call that a Gayatri mantra, but persons would receive a particular mantra in connection with a particular guru and a particular lineage, and it's not like, we're following Srila Saraswati Thakur's line and he's brought it down to the most essential Gayatri mantras, which we are chanting in a, he made some systematic, style that we all follow. But in the time of Mahaprabhu, it was much more, casual, we could say, in the best sense. There wasn't like some rigid thing that everyone was following, but there were a number of different mantras, and there wasn't actually so much importance given, who's your guru, but persons would take initiation in different ways, in different places, and receiving different mantras, of course all in the line of Krishna and pure devotion. but still many different mantras. So when he says here Ishta mantra, his most important worshipable and mantra, then I would think that's what he's referring to. So this is what was diksha, this is what was initiation. So if he knows that, and who would know that? You wouldn't know that other than your guru, who would know that? So if he knows that, then I will know that, Mahaprabhu has descended in him. Otherwise it's not possible. So he's testing him. Thinking in this way, he stayed some distance apart. Asankhya loke gat keho aise jai, loke sangate keho darshana pai. There was a large crowd of people, some coming and some going. Indeed, some people in that great crowd could not even see Nakul Brahmachari. Aveshe Brahmachari kohe Shivananda che dure, Janadu hichari jaha boloho tahare. In his inspired state, Nakul Brahmachari said, Shivananda Sain is staying some distance away. 2 or 4 of you, go call him. So although he's surrounded by persons, he can sense Shivananda's presence on the outskirts of the crowd. Chariri ke dailoke Shivananda boli, Shivananda kanto mai bolai brahmachari. Thus people began running here and there, calling in all directions. Shivananda, whoever is Shivananda, please come. Nakul Brahmachari is calling you. Shuni Shivananda Sen taha shigra haila, namaskar korita nikate bosila. Hearing these calls, Shivananda quickly went there, offered obeisances to Nakul Brahmachari and sat down near him. Brahmachari bole tumi korila samshay, ekamana hoya shuno taha nishchoy. Nakul Brahmachari said, I know that you are doubtful. Now please hear this evidence with great attention. Gaur Gopa Mancha Tomar Chadiyakar Avishwasa Chadaje Koriacho Antar. You are chanting the Gaur Gopal mantra, composed of 4 syllables. Now please give up the doubts that have resided within you. And I'll read this purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains the Gaur Gopal mantra in his Amrita Prabha Bhashya. Worshippers of Shri Gaur Sundar accept the 4 syllables Gaura Anga as the Gaur mantra. So Gauranga, Gaura Anga. But pure worshippers of Radha and Krishna accept the 4 syllables Radha Krishna as the Gaur Gopal mantra. However, Vaishnavas consider Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu non-different from Radha Krishna, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nahya Anya. Therefore, one who chants the mantra Gauranga and one who chants the names of Radha and Krishna are on the same level. Tobe Shivananda mone patite hoilo, anek saman kori bahu bhakti koilo. So anyhow, Shivananda has immediately known what is this particular mantra being chanted. Nakul has immediately known what is this mantra Shivananda is chanting. Shivananda Sain thereupon developed full confidence in his mind that Nakul Brahmachari was filled with the presence of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Shivananda Sain then offered him respect and devotion. Bahu Bhakti Koilo. Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jai. It's a very interesting phrase in Bengali. Bahu, which just doesn't work in English. Bahu Bhakti Koilo, which is translated here as Anek saman kori bahu bhakti koilo. And he, because this is an interesting, this is a verb, right? This, this to do verb. And it's used in ways that we just don't use it in English. So it says here, anek saman kodi. Like literally mean like he did so much respect. And bahu bhakti koilo, and he did so much bhakti. So, normally according to context you'll adjust that. But here is interesting. It means he's blessing him with more devotion. Or we can understand he offered him respect, but then bhakti. Like he gave him bhakti. And normally in the writings of our acharyas, bhakti, it's used particularly in relation to the Lord, not like it keeps that it's reserved for that, like in like the word prema is sometimes used by general people for ordinary things, prema for the people, prema for your neighbor. But in the writings of our acharyas, they always reserve it for the highest. So I would think bhakti is referring to the Lord. So maybe like Shivananda is a senior Vaishnava, so from that perspective, he's like blessing him to have more devotion. That's how it is put in the translation. So it must be like that. He mata Mahaprabhu achincha prabhav, ebe shuno prabhu Ch.Ch hoy avirbhav. In this way, one should understand the inconceivable potencies of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now please hear how his appearance, avirbhav, takes place. So now this avirbhav, which I've been a little unclear about, we're going to hear more about that. So we've heard about his shakshat darshan, his direct, in-person appearance. We've heard about avesh, when he empowers somebody, and now we're going to hear about this mysterious avirbhav. Satchir manjire ar nityananda nartane, Shivas kirtane ar raga bhavane, he charitai prabhur sada virbhav, prema krishna hoy prabhur sahaja swabhav. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu always appeared in 4 places. In the household temple of Mother Ch.Ch, in the places where Sri Nityananda Prabhu danced, in the house of Srivas Pandit during congregational chanting, and in the house of Raghava Pandit. He appeared because of his attraction to the love of his devotees. That is his natural characteristic. Nishingananda age avirbhuta hoya, bhojan karila taha shunoma nadiya. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared before Nishingananda Brahmachari and ate his offerings. Please hear about this with attention. Shivanandir Bhagina Shrikanta Senanam Babur Kipate Teho Boro Bhagyavam. Shivananda Sen had a nephew named Shrikanta Sen, who by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely fortunate. So, and for those of you who don't remember, Shivananda Sen, he is like let's say a responsible Vaishnava. He's a family man, and he has money, has secured job security, and Mahaprabhu gives him the special seva of helping the devotees every year. The other devotees, who many of them are kind of ragged and poor and don't take care of themselves, don't have enough money, don't have this or that. So Mahaprabhu gives that job to to Shivananda, you take care of my devotees, you help them, to make the journey, you have to pay so many tolls, It's not like you could just walk from Bengal to Orissa and just depend on whatever comes your way. I mean, you could, but there were tolls you had to pay because of the Muslim rule. You had to pay some tolls. So you needed some money. And so Shivananda was the one, who would take care of that. Just like we know in many of our communities, maybe that, the majority of the devotees are kind of like, struggling a bit on that side of things. And there will be one or two who are giving support to using the resources that they have, to support the community, to support the temple. And that is like we think of Purajit Prabhu in Venezuela in particular. This is a very nice example. If someone has resources, that this is how they should be used. So Shivananda Sen, he was like that. So this Shivananda, and he's mentioned, Shivananda Sen is mentioned, and his family, he is so great, so blessed, and his family also. So we're singing in this song, Bhajare Bhajare Amar, that line, which of course I can't remember right now. Raghava Gopala Bhatta Sarup Ramananda Krishna Prem Jadi Chai Sadhu Ramananda Krishna Swaran Krishna Prem Jadi Goshti Saha Karnapura Sen Shivananda. So this Goshta is referring to his family group, as I recall. Saha, with, so Shivananda with his family, and Kavi Karnapur, who was a son of Shivananda, who became very famous and was a great devotee. He was a poet, and some of his verses are cited throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita, as I recall. But it mentions there in this song of Bhakti Thakur, always remember Shivananda Sen, his son Kavi Karnapur, and the whole family. They're all very great. So now we're hearing about another relative of Shivananda, who we should remember, who is called Sriyukta Sen. Shivananda Sen had a nephew named Sriyukta Sen, who by the grace of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was Bodo Bhagyavan. Everyone can remember. Bodo means like a lot. Bhagyavan, very fortunate. This is not Bhagavan, this is different. Bhagyavan. Bhagya means like, and this is a nice word to remember. We hear it many times. Bhagya means like good fortune. Bhagyavan, the holder of that. And this must be the same word that is used for it's the same word as actually in Bhagavan. It's Bhag. It's the same. There's some, fortune, some opulence, some wealth. It's actually essentially the same meaning, which is interesting, but the spelling is a little different. The Van, the holder. So anyhow, he is, and it's interesting actually, the way it's phrased. Like it's not one who is Bhagyavan, who is the holder of fortune. They're the holder of that. It's not theirs. It can be given to them, it can be extended to them, it can also be taken away. You're holding it. It can come, it can go. It's not that it is your own, property. It is an extension of grace. Ekvatsar teho pratamekeshvar. And in relation to Krishna, then you might say, well, how can you say that? That he's the holder of that. But actually we understand these opulences, they are his Shakti, his potency. Without his potency, then without his Shakti, it is like Brahman conception. So that is also like Krishna graced by his potency, by his Shakti, who in the highest expression is Radharani. Without that, then he's not so beautiful. This is like, impersonal Brahman conception. Ekvatsa teho pratamekeshwar Prabhu deki bade aila utkanta antar. 1 year Srikanta Sain came alone to Jagannath Puri in great eagerness to see the Lord. Mahaprabhu tade deki boro kripa koila Vasaduite ho Prabhu nikate dohila. Seeing Srikanta Sain, Mahaprabhu bestowed causeless mercy upon him. Srikanta Sain stayed near Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for about 2 months at Jagannath Puri. Tabe Prabhu tare agya koila gore jaite bhakta gane nishedi ho etake asite. When he was about to return to Bengal, the Lord told him, "Forbid the devotees of Bengal to come to Jagannath Puri this year." Interesting. He vatsar tahami jaimu apane taha emili musa badweta disane. This year I shall personally go to Bengal and meet all the devotees there, headed by Advaita Acharya. Shivanande kohiho ami e poshamase achambite avashami jaibotar pashe. Please inform Shivananda Sain that in the month of Posha, December, January, I shall certainly go to his home. Jagarananda hoy taha teho bhiksha dibe sabare kohiho e vatsa keho na hasibe. Jagadananda is there, and he will give me offerings of food. Inform them all that no one should come to Jagannath Puri this year. Srikanta siya gore sandesh kohilo shuni bhakta gan mane ananda hoilo. When Srikanta Sain returned to Bengal and delivered this message, the minds of all the devotees were very pleased. Cholite chila charja rohila stira hoya Shivananda Jagadananda rohe pratyasha koriya. Advaita Charja was just about to go to Jagannath Puri with the other devotees, but upon hearing this message he waited. Shivananda Sain and Jagadananda also stayed back, awaiting the arrival of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because normally this is their custom, that normally around the Rath Yatra time, this group, around 200 or so Vaishnavas from the Bengal area, Godadesh, they would all travel to Puri. But Mahaprabhu's telling them, wait, I'm coming there soon. Poshamashe aila duhe samagri koriya sandhya parjanta dohe apeka koriya. When the month of Posha arrived, December, January, Jagadananda and Shivananda collected all kinds of paraphernalia for the Lord's reception. Every day they would wait until evening for the Lord to come, because remember, right, they don't have email, they don't even have telephones, so there's no means of quick communication. There's no telegram service. The only way to send messages is by foot. So Mahaprabhu says, I'm coming, December, January. So every day they're like getting ready, because it could be any day, and they're waiting. Hematamasa gelo gosai naila Jagadananda Shivananda dukita hoila. As the month passed, but Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not come, Jagadananda and Shivananda became most unhappy. Achambite Nrsimhananda tahai haila, duhe tare militobe stane bosaila, duhe duki deki tobe kohe Nrsimhananda, toma duha kare kene deki nirananda. Suddenly Nrsimhananda arrived, and Jagadananda and Shivananda arranged for him to sit near them. Seeing them both so unhappy, Nrsimhananda inquired, "Why do I see that you are both so despondent?" Tobe Shivananda tare saka kohila, asibo agya dila prabhu kene naila. Then Shivananda Sain told him, "Mahaprabhu promised that he would come. Why then has he not arrived?" Shuni brahmachari kohe koroho santoshe, amito hanibotare tritya divase. Hearing this, Nrsimhananda Brahmachari replied, "Please be satisfied. I assure you that I shall bring him here 3 days from now." Tahar prabhav prem jane dui jane, anibe prabode be nishchoy koila mane. Shivananda and Jagadananda knew of Nrsimhananda Brahmachari's influence and love of Godhead. Therefore, they now felt assured that he would certainly bring Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pradyumna Brahmachari tarni janam, Nrsimhanandanam tar koila godadam. His real name was Pradyumna Brahmachari. The name Nrsimhananda had been given to him by Lord Gaur Sundar himself. Dui din jankori Shivanandere kohilo, panihati grame ami prabode anilo. After meditating for 2 days, Nrsimhananda Brahmachari told Shivananda Sain, "I have already brought Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the village known as Panihati. Kalima jane teho, asiben tomar gore, paka samagri anaha ami bikadi mutade. Tomorrow at noon he will come to your house. Therefore please bring all kinds of cooking ingredients. I shall personally cook and offer him food. Tobe tare tami anibo satvar, nishchoy kohilo kicho sandeha nakoro. In this way I shall bring him here very soon. Be assured that I am telling you the truth. Do not be doubtful." So this is very sweet, and who can talk like this? Only someone who has great degree, who's in possession of a great degree of devotion. He's not speaking out of arrogance. Oh yes, I will bring him here. This is his genuine relationship and connection with the Lord. He's just speaking matter of factly. This is the power of devotion. That's the finite soul can control the Lord. Shri Krishna Karshini Chasa. And so Srila Saraswati Thakur comments that Lord Krishna, he is the personal property of his devotees. So Nrsimhananda Brahmachari, he has he's expressing this type of confidence. Yes, I will bring him here. No problem. It is a very profound expression of love, This is why Vatsalya Ras is higher than Sakya Ras, because those in Vatsalya Ras, their love is so intense that they think that Krishna needs them. They have to take care of him. This is a deeper expression of love than friendship. The love of the mother, like this, their love brings them to a point of feeling that this, the Lord is dependent on me. The Lord cannot manage without me. Logically, rationally, it doesn't make any sense. but love causes them to think in such a way.
They also won't see him as Lord. No.
Yes, they won't see him as Lord either. Yes. Love is like, blinding them to that, raw fact, raw truth. Bring all the ingredients very soon, for I want to begin cooking immediately. Please do what I say. Paka samagri anahami jahachai, je magilo Shivanandani dilatai. Nishingananda Brahmachari said to Shivananda, please bring whatever cooking ingredients I want. Thus Shivananda Sain immediately brought whatever he asked for. Pratakal hoite paka korila apar, nana byanjan pita kir nana upahar. Beginning early in the morning, Nishingananda Brahmachari cooked many varieties of food, including vegetables, cakes, sweet rice, and other preparations. Jagannath binabog pitak badilo, Chaitanya prabhor lagi arboga koilo. After he finished cooking, he brought separate dishes for Jagannath and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ishtadev Nishingalagi Pitak Padilo Tinjane Samarpiya Bahire Dhyana Koilo. He also separately offered dishes to Nishingadev, his worshipable deity. Thus he divided all the food into 3 offerings. Then outside the temple he began to meditate upon the Lord. So he has this, although he's a devotee of Mahaprabhu and Krishna, he has some special devotion for Nishingadev. And so you see, for that reason, Mahaprabhu gave him this name, Nishingananda. So he's prepared this feast and he's made 3 separate offerings to Mahaprabhu, to Jagannath, and to Nishingadev. Then outside the temple, so he's placed the offerings, and now he's gone outside. Then outside the temple he began to meditate upon the Lord. Deke shigrasi bosila Chaitanya Gosai, Tinboga kaila kichu avashishtanai. In his meditation he saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu quickly come, sit down and eat all 3 offerings, leaving behind no remnants. So Mahaprabhu's come, eaten all the offerings. Anande vival pradyumna pare ashudar, ahaki bakoro boli koroye putkar. Pradyumna Brahmachari was overwhelmed by transcendental ecstasy upon seeing Mahaprabhu eating everything. Thus tears flowed from his eyes. Nevertheless, he expressed dismay, saying, alas, alas, my dear Lord, what are you doing? You are eating everyone's food. So internally he's feeling very joyful, very happy about this. But he's, like some playful exchange, saying, you're eating all the food. That wasn't all for you. Jagannath tomaikya kautar bog, nishinge bog kene koro payog. My dear Lord, you are one with Jagannath. Therefore, I have no objection to your eating his offering. But why are you touching the offering for Lord Nishingadev? Nishinger hoilo jani aji upavas, takar upavasi rohe jiye koi chedas. I think that Nishingadev could not eat anything today, and therefore he is fasting. If the master fasts, how can the servant live? Ojandeki jajapitar hridoye ulas, Nishingalaksha kori bhaje kichu koredu kabas. Although Nishinga Brahmachari felt jubilation within his heart to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eating everything, For the sake of Lord Nrsingadev, he externally expressed disappointment. Swayam Bhagavan Krishna Chaitanya Gosai Jagannath Nrsinga Saha Kichu Bedanai. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna himself. Therefore, there is no difference between him, Lord Jagannath, and Lord Nrsingadev. Iha jani bade pradyumner guda hoito man, taha dekaila Prabhu koriya bhojan. Pradyumna Brahmachari was deeply eager to understand this fact. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed it to him by a practical demonstration. So here, Pradyumna Brahmachari is presumably referring to Nrsingananda Brahmachari, because that was his name before. Bhojan kariya Prabhu gela pani hati, santosh paila deki vyanjan padipati. After eating all the offerings, Mahaprabhu started for Panihati. There he was greatly satisfied to see the different varieties of vegetables prepared in the house of Raghava. Shivananda kohe kene koroho futkar, teho kohe dekatomar prabhur vyavahar. Shivananda said to Nrsingananda, "Why are you expressing dismay?" Nrsingananda replied, "Just see the behavior of your Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu." Teen janar bhogte ho ekala kaila, Jagannath Nrsinga upavasi hoilo. He alone has eaten the offerings for all three deities. Because of this, both Jagannath and Nrsingadev remain fasting. Shuni Shivananda chitte hoilo samshoy. Shivananda has some doubts. Kiba preme veshe kohe, kiba satya hoy. When Shivananda heard this statement, he was unsure whether Nrsingananda was speaking that way because of ecstatic love or because it was actually a fact. Was this just something he's feeling because of his ecstasy, or was Mahaprabhu really there and he really came and took all the offerings? Let's see how we can finish this. Tobe Shivanande kichu kohe brahmachari samagri anana shingalagi punapaka kodi. When Shivananda Sain was thus perplexed, Nrsingananda Brahmachari said to him, "Bring more food. Let me cook again for Lord Nrsingadev." Mahaprabhu took Nrsingadev's food. Tobe Shivananda bhog samagri anila Paka kodi Nrsingar bhog lagaila. Then Shivananda again brought the ingredients with which to cook, and Pradyumna Brahmachari again cooked and offered the food to Nrsingadev. Varshantare Shivananda loya bhakta gan, nilachole deke jai prabhur chadam. The next year, Shivananda went to Puri with all the other devotees to see the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ekadin sabate Prabhu bata chalaila, Nrsingananda gun kohite lagila. One day, in the presence of all the devotees, the Lord raised these topics concerning Nrsingananda Brahmachari and praised his transcendental qualities. Kata varsha poshe more korailo bojan, kabunahi kayaiche mishtana byanjan. The Lord said, "Last year in the month of Posha, when Nrsingananda gave me varieties of sweetmeats and vegetables to eat, they were so good that I felt I had never before eaten such preparations." Shuni bhakta gan mane ascharja manilo, Shivananda mane tobe pratyay janmilo. Hearing this, all the devotees were struck with wonder, and Shivananda became confident that the incident was true. Emata Ch.Ch grihe satata bojan, Shiva ser grihe koren kirtan darshan. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to eat at the temple of Shachi Mata every day, and also visit the house of Srivas Thakur when kirtan was performed. Nityananda Nitya Dekhe Nasi Bade Bade Nirantar Avirbhav Raghave Raghore. Similarly, he was always present when Nityananda Prabhu danced, and he regularly appeared at the house of Raghava. Premevash Gaur Prabhu Jaha Premotam Premavasha Hoyataha Dena Dadashan. Lord Gaurasundar is greatly influenced by the love of his devotees. Therefore, wherever there is pure devotion to the Lord himself, subdued by such love, appears, and his devotees see him. Shivanande prema sima ke kohite pade, jar preme vash prabhu aise bade bade. Influenced by the loving affairs of Shivananda Sain, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came again and again. Therefore, who can estimate the limits of his love? Eto kohilo gore avir bhav, iha je shune jane Chaitanya prabhav. Thus I have described the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who hears about these incidents can understand the transcendental opulence of the Lord. Okay, we can stop there for today.
How would you explain the statement transcendental opulence?
Well, let me see what the Bengali says. It comes up a lot. What it says here in the Bengali is Chaitanya Prabhav. I mean, the phrase is used a lot, but the word, it's not like a copy and paste translation. It's the Bengali words used are different. In many, there's many different variations in the Bengali, which are often all translated as transcendental. But here the Bengali is Chaitanya Prabhav, and Prabhav, as I understand, means like influence, power, something like that. So the power of Lord Chaitanya is more literal. So Eto kohilo Godir Avirbhav. So I have described, I've told you about this Avirbhav manifestation of Mahaprabhu, which seems to describe when Mahaprabhu will temporarily appear somewhere without, not everybody can see him, not like his direct, his Sakshat Darshan, his direct appearance, where everyone can see him, unless he doesn't want them to. But this Avirbhav feature, temporarily showing, manifesting, appearing somewhere, and not everyone can see him. In the case we just heard, only Nishingananda can see him. Or we also hear at the Panihati festival, Mahaprabhu brought Nityananda brought Mahaprabhu, but only Nityananda could see him, and a few others, but otherwise the bulk of the persons there could not see him. So, Kaviraj Goswami is saying, Eto kohilo goder avirbhav. I have described this avirbhav form of Gora. Iha je shune, whoever hears this, jane Chaitanya prabhav. They know about the power of Lord Chaitanya. Or even maybe prabhav can also mean glory. Something like that. But here it's been put as the transcendental opulence. So like that, the glory or the power of the Lord. Like that. Does that kind of answer your question? But we can look up exactly what prabhav means. But many of these words, they have a very broad scope of meaning. So here opulent, transcendental opulence has been chosen. And we discussed, I don't know if you were there, but I think it was a couple of weeks ago, we were discussing this transcendental, it's kind of like it's being hammered. And I think the reason, all the time we hear transcendental, 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 transcendental. And if you think about it, there's a few phrases Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada is like repeating again and again and again. Also, devotional service. He will never just say bhakti. He never just say devotion. Never. The word bhakti will never, ever. I don't think you'll find a single instance in all of Srila Swami Maharaj's books where the word bhakti is translated as devotion. Because I get kind of tired of it, then I'm often just saying devotion now. But I understand why Srila Prabhupada has done that, and his reasoning is perfect, and it's perfect that he's done that. But just for myself, and also because we're coming from Gurudev and Param Guru Maharaj, and they've made that so clear. But who is he speaking to? We have to remember that. So he's saying, what is bhakti? Bhakti is not just like devotion. It can be a little abstract. What does devotion mean? Devotion doesn't just mean this love in your heart, this fuzzy, warm feeling. But as Srila Maharaj says, love means sacrifice. Real devotion will be expressed as service desire, as dedication, as self-giving. So devotion is not complete, or we can say, devotion presupposes the spirit of service and dedication. But because in the arena, let's say, of the followers in quotes of bhakti, then that's not necessarily understood. And bhakti may be expressed, bhakti is expressed in many, bhakti in quotes is expressed in many different ways. And many, if not most of those persons, they don't understand this fundamental point that without surrender, without seva, there is no bhakti. It's all an illusion. So therefore, Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada is making this very clear, and every time the word bhakti is in the text, he's translated as devotional service. He never says devotion. He always says devotional service, just to make it very clear. So then again, now we're coming to this word, transcendental. Why is he always saying transcendental? It's very specific. He's always using that word. And the reason is to make it clear that the experience of this world is separate from the experience of the higher world. And in order to reach, a higher experience, there needs to be some transcending. So transcendental means you've transcended, you're in a higher plane. Because spiritual, it's a little vague. People use the word spiritual actually in so many different ways. People talk about your spiritual, emotional, and mental health, your physical and your spirit. Like, come on, That's not spiritual. It's a part of your mundane existence. So therefore, this word transcendental is very useful, even though it's not so widely known. But transcendental conveys that this is a plane that is categorically different from the one that you know. So like that word prabhav, he could have just said, this is the opulence of the Lord. But he's throwing in there transcendental, but he's throwing it in there with a very specific reason. That this is not his transcendental beauty. This isn't the beauty that you know. This is of another plane. This is of another category. So in that, with this kind of background, then we can appreciate why Srila Swami Maharaj Prabhupada has done this, And maybe for ourselves, we don't feel so much necessity to always, to do it in the same way, But we can understand and appreciate very much why he's done that, and especially in consideration of the time, the place, the circumstance in which he was preaching. So, yeah. Any further comments? Okay. Jaya Vishnu Pad Paramahamsa Parivajakacharya Varya Ashtotar Shatashi Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Shila Gurudev Ki Jai Jai Vishnu Pad Shila Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Bhagavan Shila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Namacharya Shila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Saprashad Shima Mahaprabhu Ki Jai Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai Shri Ganga Jamuna Ki Jai Shri Bhakti Devi Vrinda Devi Tulasi Devi Ki Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Shamakun Radha Kun Giri Govardhan Ki Jai Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Shri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Shri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat Ki Jai Vishwavyapi Tadya Shaka Mat Ki Jai Jai Shri Bhakti Nirmala Acharya Maharaj Ki Jai Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai Seva Vrinda Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Samagata Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Shri Ekadashi Titi Ki Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanand Hari Bol. Okay. Prabhu, you'll turn off the camera.